We had another episode of Monday Night Raw this week, and this time they were in Germany for some reason. And throughout the show, the crowd was chanting stuff in German, which nobody fucking understood, but that's just that. They probably had a really good time, so who cares? I actually take that back. I highly doubt they had a really good time. Even though it did look like it, I think most of them did, but the show was beyond disappointing. So I don't understand how they can fucking make themselves have a good time while watching this type of nonsense, man. The show starts with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They come out, hands down the worst tag team of all time. I think they should just retire the fucking women's tag team championships, man. Nobody has ever cared. Ever. Nobody has given a fuck about these titles. Not one person has ever thought the fucking tag team titles for the women, that match is gonna be the fucking most exciting one. Nobody has ever said that. Why the fuck are these titles still around? I'll tell you what, they're literally just around so that women who are not in the world title picture can do something. That's literally the only reason. Think about it. Because they're too fucking lazy to come up with actual storylines, right? So we have tag titles and we have 8 women invested in this storyline. So that's what's happening. It was a nonsensical segment where tag champs were talking about how they won and they're the fucking best and whatever, something like that. Then Liv Morgan came out with Roxanne Perez. I don't know why these two are friends, because Roxanne was fucking trying to get her guy, from what I remember, while Liv was injured. She was trying to do something very similar to what Liv Morgan did to Rhea Ripley, right? But when Liv came back, for some reason they're friends now. It doesn't make any sense, man. Like, there is literally nothing happening here. You know that someone's gonna betray somebody at some point, but it needs to make sense, man. You can't just fucking have a betrayal for no reason, you know? And that's what's gonna happen here. No one's gonna give a fuck. And that's just that. Then we had Bailey come out along with, what's her name? Lara Valkyria, yeah. And they were chanting, "Hey Bailey, I wanna know, do you wanna be my girl?" They were chanting that. If Bailey wasn't fucking dead ass boring, maybe it would have been a nice moment, but that's just that. And then those Kabuki Warriors came out as well. And it was just that. It was a bunch of nonsense, man. I could not care less about this segment. We had Javon Evans, who fights Bravo Americano. I have no idea who this guy is. It's probably some jobber, but people were chanting Ludwig Kaiser. And I really don't understand this, man. Like, you have Ludwig Kaiser, and they're probably doing it because he's German and they're in Germany, right? So, I don't know. I think they should have just had the normal Ludwig Kaiser match without acknowledging the fucking El Grande Americano gimmick. They could have just had a match just because they're in Germany, you know? They could have done something like that, but they didn't do it. So now, instead, we have this match. Javon Evans, he can fucking wrestle. He's exciting to watch as a wrestler, I will say this. I don't see a whole lot here right now, and like, I don't know. Maybe he's too young, that's why. I don't know. But right now, he's just a wrestler who's exciting to watch. That's all I see here. That's just that. He won the match, of course, and then everybody tried to beat down Javon Evans, but Javon Evans just ran away. I don't know why he's feuding with these guys for some fucking reason, but he is. I think he should have just straight up gone for the US title or the IC title. Who's the IC champion right now? Oh, Dominic, right? And Dominic's fucking injured. I think it would be a really good idea to get him in that picture. He needs to relinquish the belt because he's injured. And maybe, you know, Javon Evans can fucking try to win the title or something. So that happens, and after that we have CM Punk comes out, and Finn Balor interrupts, and he's like, "Oh, I want a world title match. I want a world title match, man." And CM Punk says something so stupid to him. He says, "Well, I hope no one's gonna interfere because, you know, you saw what happened last week with the Vision. Everybody interfered, and they still lost." It's like, brother, do you know who his faction is at this time? Dominic's injured, JD's injured, and even if he wasn't, he's not worth shit, if you're being honest. Who's left? A bunch of women, catfighting. That's his faction, man. The fuck are you on about? I don't know, why is this even being mentioned? You can just bring in AJ Lee again, man. You know, crowd's gonna pop and we can have AJ Lee versus Liv Morgan for the Rumble. How exciting. Anyway, they're gonna have a match next week for the world title. Finn Balor is obviously gonna lose. He has a lesser chance of winning than Drew McIntyre did last week. You know? he has a very, very less chance of winning because this guy hasn't done anything. Drew McIntyre at least was fucking fighting for the world title and all. He was getting his ass handed to him for the most part, but still, he was around, you know. This guy has been sitting in the clubhouse. I don't know why these guys have their own clubhouse, first of all. Like, no other wrestler in this company has their own clubhouse, but these guys do. I don't know why. Nobody in this faction has actually achieved anything that's worth anything, you know? Like, Dominic was Intercontinental Champion, but a lot of people have held that title, so what's so special about these guys? Anyway, after that we have the number one contenders match. I don't want to fucking go too much into it because I don't care. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, they win the title. Not the title, sorry. They win the number one contenders match, so they're gonna face them for the title. Fuck knows when. I can't remember, but at some point we're gonna have that fucking match, and everyone's gonna be bored to death. Then we have Becky Lynch. She got a promo where she is talking about how it's unfair that she's gonna have a match with Maxine Dupree for the IC title. And I don't know, man. I think she's just trying too hard at this point. She really is. I don't know. I think the gimmick that she had back in 2018, and if you think about it from the perspective of consistency, right? What changed here? Because this was a person, if you think about it, this was a person who was not afraid of Ronda Rousey. And now she's here complaining about fighting Maxine Dupree. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. What changed so much? You have only become more experienced as a fighter, you know? Like, you have started a family since then. I would think that you're gonna be a more mature person, but instead, she's out here fucking worrying about Maxine Dupree. I don't even know why. After that, we have Raquel Rodriguez. She's doing an interview about why she attacked Stephanie Vaquer. It's just another one of those matches, and the same thing applies for Finn Balor and CM Punk as well. It's one of those matches where you know who's gonna win. You know Raquel Rodriguez is not gonna fucking win the title from Stephanie Vaquer, so I don't know why this is happening, but this is gonna happen. And this segment was a bit fucking weird as well. Like, I don't know, Stephanie Vaquer came out and Raquel just went back inside when she was coming up. And then she came back and attacked Stephanie Vaquer from behind. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, just write something that makes sense. Something that's consistent with just people being normal, man. I don't know. But anyway, that happens. This show was so fucking boring, honestly, man. I can't lie. I just didn't care. I just didn't give a fuck. We had Braun Breaker. He fucking comes out between the match and he spears Penta and Dragon Lee. And he has nice looking spears, I will say this. He has nice looking spears, but I just don't care. Like, he got his ass beaten up last week when, I don't know, if you're not ready to give him the title, don't fucking have that match, man. Don't have that match. You want to have that match and then you fucking made this guy lose despite all the interferences? It's just fucking weird. No one's gonna take this guy seriously anymore. I don't care if he's going around fucking spearing Dragon Lee. No one cares about that. Have you seen Dragon Lee? Some random ass hobo off the street can beat that guy. No one cares. And then Adam Pearce get incredibly mad. Incredibly mad. I'm like, buddy, I understand it's your job, but chill out, you know? Chill out just a little bit. And the way he's talking to Braun Breaker as well, it's just so weird to me. Because if you think about it, Drew McIntyre did something very similar. But I mean, of course, the general manager on SmackDown, what's his name? Nick Aldis, he's standing up to that, but he's not fucking yelling at Drew McIntyre, you know, because Drew McIntyre is a fucking main event wrestler. Why is this general manager talking to him like that? Where does he even get the courage to talk to one of the best fighters in kayfabe in that manner? You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy who can snap you in half in kayfabe. Why are you talking to him like that? No one questions these things, man. And then this segment ends with Paul Heyman. Adam Pearce suspends Braun Breaker. And after that, Paul Heyman comes in and he says something along the lines of, oh, you hit him first. He didn't hit you first. And the crowd goes, oh. It's like, brother, nobody gives a fuck. This is wrestling we're talking about. Alright? So what if he hit him first? So what? This is wrestling, man. Like, have you seen the type of stuff that has happened in this company? This is the guy who made ECW. He's out here today saying, oh, you hit him first. You hit him first. So what? Unbelievable, man. This is the problem, you know? Like, they don't have good writers. And nobody questions this type of stuff. I think people have subconsciously just stopped expecting sense from wrestling storylines. Or any sort of consistency. They have subconsciously just given up on that, right? So they don't even expect that anymore. But if you start expecting that from this company, man, this company is gonna be exposed like there is no fucking tomorrow. If everybody in the comment section of a YouTube video is like, this didn't make sense, this didn't make sense, you know what I mean? Because nothing fucking makes sense, man. Nothing makes sense. Characters are not consistent, the stories don't make any sense. It's just fucking chaotic, you know? Speaking of not making any sense, then we had Gunther and AJ Styles. This was the main event. And it's probably because Gunther is German, Austrian, whatever the fuck. So they had a fight, and it was just that, man. It's a fight, you know. Like, I was so bored. I could not care. This is a fight where I was thinking that AJ Styles is gonna lose, and he did. But not the way I was thinking. I thought it was gonna be like a clean loss. Gunther is the guy who made Cena tap out clean on his last match. There is no way he's not winning clean. I don't care if it's AJ Styles. But he did not win clean. Instead, there was a moment in this match where AJ Styles had some submission on Gunther, and turns out that Gunther did tap out, but it wasn't visible on camera. So he did tap out. AJ thought that he won, and the referee couldn't see it as well, by the way. So AJ thought he won, and initially I thought to myself that Gunther realized that the referee cannot see that he's tapping out, and that's why he's doing it, so that AJ thinks that Gunther has tapped out, and that way he can just be let go of the submission without trying much hard, you know. But that's not what was happening, I think. What was happening was that he just got lucky. He actually did tap out, but the referee was just not able to see it, so he got lucky. AJ didn't realize, so he was a bit confused, and then Gunther gives him a low blow, gives him that stupid fucking power bomb, and pins him. So he didn't even make him tap out, you know. If it was something like Gunther made AJ tap out, would have made a little more sense. Now, don't tell me that the company was afraid of making Gunther make AJ Styles tap out. They made him tap out Cena, you know. So I don't know. I don't know why they did this. After making Gunther the fucking indestructible heel, they are trying to give him these type of victories where he gets lucky or he cheats in a way. That's what happened. That was the end of the show. I think this was the main event because Gunther is German. Yeah, that's it, man. That's the show. I'm sure the people there, they had a really fucking good time, but we as the viewers, not so much, man. Not so much.